What is going on, comic book fans? Welcome to the channel. Now this was originally supposed to be one video, the first episode of a series of a new monthly series called Probing Bruce. But after recording the first episode, it was like 45 minutes long because I guess I like to talk about stuff and it went way longer than I thought it was going to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break this first episode up into two videos. So there's going to be episode 1, part 1, and episode 1, part 2. And today's it's obviously going to be part 1 of this new video series. I hope you guys enjoy it. I had a ton of fun recording this video. So just so you guys know, if you guys would like more of these episodes, just leave a question for me about comic books or about myself or about anything in the industry of comic books down in the comments below, and I will answer that in episode 2 coming in April, at the end of April. These will be my end of the month type videos, so that way you guys can put questions in each videos and then I'll answer them. So I hope you guys enjoy part 1 of episode 1 of Probing Bruce. What is going on, comic book fans and everyone else watching today's video? And this is going to be the first ever Probing Bruce. Now, I've already said this before, but I'll say it again because I gotta give credit where credit is due. I am 100% stealing this idea from probably many other YouTube channels out there, but the one that I particularly know that I'm stealing it from directly is Paul's Hardware. Paul's Hardware is a great computer tech channel. I've been subscribed to it for like the past, I don't know, 10 years or so, and I love his channel. His channel is so great, and he puts out a monthly video where he answers questions from the community. So I was like, that's such a great idea, because that will give me the opportunity to connect with you guys, my community, the Bruce and Stephanie comics community, because I put out 2 videos every single week where I just kind of like I puke content at you guys about my opinions on weekly comic books and final order cutoff books that I think you guys should be picking up. And that's really it. I don't really have the opportunity to tell you guys about my life, about what other things I collect, or anything else about me in particular, and I would love to have that opportunity for you guys to get to know me a little bit more, so that way we can grow this community a little bit more. So a few weeks ago, I put out a request from you guys in my other videos asking you guys to send me questions that I could answer in today's video, Probing Bruce episode 1, and I hopefully will be able to do this every month going forward. And you guys were so good. I think I got something like 20 plus questions, and I'm just gonna go through all of them today and I'll answer them very honestly, openly, and give you, and I won't give you my address or anything like that. No one asked a question like that, but you know, anything like that I will obviously not give you guys the full answer to, but everything else I will be open and honest. So that's what this video is all about. So if you want to get to know me a little bit more, stick around because I'm going to answer some questions. And at the end of today's video, if you think of a question while watching today's video, put it down in the comments below and I'll answer that one in episode 2. So let's go ahead and get this started. And we're going to start this off with a couple questions from the Discord. That's right, guys. I have a Discord and it's freaking amazing. It's full of such fabulous comic book collectors. And I started this because I wanted to have a platform to, you know, chat directly with my community, and it's grown and it's freaking amazing. So if you guys have not joined the Discord, there is a link down in the description below. Feel free to join it if you would like. And like I said, join this awesome community that we're building down there, that you can communicate daily and just ask questions and share your books and just, you know, share your general excitement for this amazing hobby that we all love and enjoy. So question number 1 is coming from Sweet Billiam from the Discord. He asks, I have some questions about your collection. What's your most valuable book? What is your favorite book? And what was your best spec? What is my most valuable book? I honestly probably do not know. My guess would be probably my Something is Killing the Children issue number 1 or 2. I have an issue number 2 signed. It's up on the wall up here somewhere. And that's slabbed as a 9.8. My issue number 1 is definitely not a 9.8. And that's probably my most valuable book. I recently sold, a little over 3 years ago now, I sold anything that was of value in my collection. So that way I could buy my engagement ring to the amazing Stephanie that I have been married to almost 2 years now. April 29th will be our 2-year anniversary married. And I sold everything. I was just offloading as much as I could so that way I could afford the ring that I wanted to buy her. And so really my collection is just full of books that I now love, but they're not really worth a ton of money. What is your favorite book? My favorite book, that's another hard question. I have a lot of favorite books. I love this Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comic right here. It's for issue number 2 of the current run. It's by one of my favorite artists. It's a great book. I got it signed by DK. It's awesome. I also really like my Vigilante. It's like Teen Titans Annual issue number 1, the first appearance of Vigilante. And that's because one of my good friends, Frank, he gifted that to me out of his collection from when he was a kid. And that is just, it holds some sentimental value to him, and the fact that he gave it to me gives it even more sentimental value. I really like this Teen Titans book. Oh, you guys can't see it right now. It's Teen Titans issue number 1. It's a cover by Michael Turner. It's absolutely fantastic. I own like 4 copies of it. I have a lot of copies, books like that where there is something attached to it, but there's nothing I really love the most. I love a lot of things. I have thousands and thousands of comics, and I really enjoy all of them. Like this DK one, Something's Killing the Children, this Dust to Dust by Oliver Coipel. I have boxes and boxes of covers that I love. What was your best spec? Or what is your best spec? I honestly, again, I don't know. I think the best book I've ever spec'd on is Department of Truth, issue number 1. I was able to get like 25 or 30 copies at cover price, and I was able to sell them at like 15, 20 bucks a pop when it first came out, only because the store near me, which used to be my local LCS, way over ordered, and I just was able to buy like 10 a week for like 3 weeks straight, and then he cut me off for some reason. He basically told me that I have more copies than he does now, and I was like, okay, is that a bad thing? And that's really when my taste or my liking of that store started to dwindle, and I ended up leaving that store after a while. So that's really the best spec I've ever done. I was able to get that book in bulk, and I was able to make a good amount of money off it. Everything else, I like to talk about spec, but I really don't follow up with a lot of it because I'm nervous to spend my money, because I have a very limited amount of funds to spend on comic books, if that makes any sense. All right, guys, next up, we got Ghost of Cthulhu asks, outside of new comic books, which is what I collect, what else do you enjoy collecting? Everyone usually has their own thing. Well, the other thing that I really enjoy as a hobby is building computers. I've been doing it for, I don't know, 10 or 12 years, ever since I've been following Paul's Hardware and Bitwit and a few other channels. It's just really fun being able to piece together a computer, and then it works. And then you put it together with your own hands. Obviously, you didn't build the CPU and GPU and everything else, but it's a really cool feeling, and I enjoy doing it. I'm also getting into trucks, and I haven't started doing anything with it yet, but I've watched so much content on trucks and leveling kits and lifting kits and so many other things that I have a feeling if the money comes in somehow, I will end up getting into tweaking my truck in the future. So possibly that as well. But right now, it's pretty much just comics and computers. All right, after that, Dot Comics asks, what was your first ever comic? Raw, ungraded. What is your most sentimental book outside of the most expensive, and what book means the most to you? So my first ever comic that I ended up picking up, oh man, that's like a long time ago. It was like 20 years ago. I was like 24, and I'm 44 now. That's pretty much when I walked into my first comic book shop, and I believe Hush and Batman vs. Superman, the Michael Turner drawn series was out, and I believe, I want to say, issue number 1 of that Batman Superman Michael Turner series is one of the first books I ended up picking up. And also, I think Batman Hush was coming out at the same time. I mean, you had Michael Turner on one and Jim Lee on the other, and I fell in love. Also, I immediately started picking up Spawn as well, and it's Spawn is Spawn. I ended up going on a collecting spree, going back as far as I could, picking up all the good stuff from issue number 1 on, and I did that until like issue number 130 something, and then I fell off. But that's my first ever raw book. I want to say it's probably Batman Superman issue number 1 by Michael Turner. My first ever graded book. Oh yeah, it's a flash book. It's downstairs in the basement. I'll make sure I take a picture and put it up on screen right now. It was just on a sale on some website that I found. It was like 20 bucks. I bought it. It was a really cool cover. I still really like the cover, but there's nothing of any value to that at all. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the people who left questions, not in the Discord, but on the 2 videos that I posted a couple weeks ago. First up, we get Angel Rivera. He asks, my question for you, what comic has eluded you since you started collecting? Now, this is a tough question to answer because I don't collect comics that way. I collect comics every single week. It's a constant chase for me. If you guys are part of the Discord, I think a lot of the guys feel the same way. We are constantly chasing the new stuff. And you can quickly forget about the old stuff because you're constantly looking at this week and you're constantly looking forward to the FOC and previews. You kind of forget about a lot of the old books because you're constantly sprinting forward. So I don't think there is a book that has eluded me because I forget about it. Next up, Bored Tom asks, is Stephanie ever coming back to the channel? Possibly. The big thing with that is that we don't have a lot of time because we have 3 kids living with us and our 25-year-old is out in Colorado. So he's great. He's doing great. He's fabulous. He's out there doing his own thing, doing a really good job with his job and everything. But the 3 kids at home are a handful. We got a 15-year-old that is raging against the world right now. He gets so angry at everything. We got a 14-year-old daughter, and it's a girl. She's just a teenager. She's just mad at everything all the time. And then we got our 9-year-old who's, you know, a 9-year-old. He's still silly and cute and adorable, but the teenagers are tough. Teenagers are difficult people because they're growing up and they're learning about themselves. And she puts so much time and effort into them that we don't have time at night. We're also going to bed at 9:30 at night because we're waking up at 4:30 in the morning. So doing live streams or anything like that, it's really, really tough. I would like to record another Get It Right or Pay the Price over the summer. It's a really fun video I made with Stephanie years ago now. Go back on the channel, search for it, check it out. It's just like a question. I asked like a bunch of questions to Stephanie and I show her a picture of a character, and if she knows who the character is, she gets to dump water on me, like freezing cold water. If she gets it wrong, I need to do it to her. It was really funny. I would like to do something like that again, maybe with some pies, or not pies. You know, you fill a pie tin with whipped cream and smash it in the face. Something like that I think would be a ton of fun, and then the water as well. But as of right now, she'll come back when there's feasible time. We're just so busy right now, I don't see it happening. Next up, Cheeky Devil 3241. Good day, legend. So cool. Love your channel, mate. Do you have any recos on comics that are good for both kids and adults? A couple I can think of are Bully Wars and Kaya. Have you read those? If so, what minimum age do you think of them? Thanks, mate. Cheers. So, Cheeky, I would highly suggest. Now, it's hard to think of what age of kids are you thinking because there is this book called Wind. I would say it's good for for tweens. It's fantastic. There is some relationship stuff in there. Nothing super sexual, but they do, like, you know, there is a kid who has a crush on a boy and he wants to fall in love with him, and there's some emotional journey that he goes on, but the artwork is fantastic. There's Zawa, which is absolutely fantastic as well. That is for all ages. It's gorgeous to look at. But those would be the big kid books that I've read recently. I usually tend to read more mature books. My 9-year-old did just plow through the first compendium for Adventure Time. He loved it, but he is a huge reader. That kid reads every single day for like an hour. So I have read Kaya. Kaya is definitely, I think, a tween book as well. There's some big emotionally charged things in there, and I have not read Bully Wars, so I can't say anything about that. But yeah, I would say Zawa for all ages, and I would say Wind for tweens. I think those would be good recommendations. Next up, Christopher Morrison asks, what's your favorite story arc in comics? That is a very hard question. With the amount of books that I have read, it's hard to nail down like what is my favorite of all time. I'm just gonna name some ones that are on the top of my head right now. I know I'm gonna leave some out that probably should be said, but that's okay. First up, Wonder Woman Dead Earth, written by Daniel Warren Johnson, art by Daniel Warren Johnson. It is a fantastic read. Little Bird by Darcy Van Polgees and Ian Bertram, fantastic book. And after that, I would say Do a Powerbomb. It's definitely one of my favorite reads of all time. There is a Spider-Woman series by Dennis Hopeless. fantastic. I love that series so much because she gets pregnant and she meets a guy and they build this relationship, and it's really difficult, and they go through a lot of different ups and downs. It's so fantastic. Mr. Miracle, Vision, both by Tom King. Those are just some. If you have that, if you want to ask that question again in the next video, I will probably give you other answers to that same question, because there's just so many different stories out there that are so fantastic. So fantastic. All right, guys, next up, Craig Robinson 2 asks, great show as always. I'm a big sports guy along with comic collecting. I'm a massive soccer fan that's followed Liverpool for about 20 years. So are you into any sports, and what teams? And congrats on the 5K followers. I am a huge sports fan. I enjoy all sports, but the one team that I follow through and through, I read news about it every single day, are the Boston Red Sox. I grew up a Red Sox fan, but I wasn't a huge fan when I was a kid. I moved to New York when I was 20, and I started going to Marist College, and I needed to get a job to pay for my rent and everything else, and I started working at Ruby Tuesdays, and I met a guy named Wiles. That's right, his name was Wiles, and he was a gigantic Boston Red Sox fan. And so he always made sure the Red Sox were on the TV, and he would want to talk about sports with other people, and I just ended up talking about the Red Sox every single day. And guys, that was in 2003, the year that they lost to the Yankees in the World Series, in the ALCS. And then 2004, we were watching together, and that's when they won. So I just immediately was immersed with the Boston Red Sox. Alright guys, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Now if you did, I would highly appreciate it if you guys smash that like button, and if you watch from the beginning for that whole 18-minute long episode, you guys are amazing and you guys are legends. Now last but not least guys, if you guys look down at the little subscribe button and it's not clicked and you guys are not subscribed and you guys do not have the bell on for notifications, I'm just gonna say, what are you doing? Get yourself subscribed, hit that bell for notifications, and smash that like button. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for the first part of episode 1 of Probing Bruce. Have yourself a great weekend, and I'll catch you guys next week with the Wednesday pull list. Have a good weekend, guys. Catch you in the next one. Peace.